Someone left a comment on one of my videos a few weeks ago, basically saying that I am the blind leading the blind and that I should not be giving financial advice. And I have to be honest, when I first read it, it stung a little bit. But then I sat with it and then I realized something. If only millionaires can give financial advice, then what about the rest of us? If you are a woman over 40 and you feel like you are not far ahead enough to share what you know, then this video is for you. So let me address this head on because I find this to be very important and this can be a teaching moment. I'm not going to blur their name or put them on blast because that's not what this is about. This is about me and my journey and sharing that journey with you. I am 45 years old and I finally saved $10,000 in my high yield savings account. I don't have a 401k. I don't have a pension. I am starting from scratch for retirement, as well as starting to invest for the first time last year when I was 44. Because that comment said, do not follow her because pretty much she's still figuring it out. And you know what? They're right. I am still figuring it out. I am. And I've been very transparent and honest that I am still figuring out. My videos are about, you know what? I may be behind. I may be starting over at 45, but I'm going to do something about it. And while I'm doing something about it, I'm going to document my journey and follow along if you want to learn some of the things that I'm learning along the way. That is what my channel is about. That is my journey, documenting it in real time, because I truly believe that if at least one person can take something from what I'm sharing, apply it to their life or their business, and it makes a difference, then I've done my job. And that's what I want to talk about today, because I think that a lot of women are sitting on knowledge, they're sitting on experience, they're sitting on a story that they have not yet shared because they feel like they're not there yet. And this is very important because you do not need to be at the finish line to help someone who's at the starting line. Some of the best advice that I've ever gotten from someone is not from a guru, is from someone who's a few steps ahead of where I'm currently at. And here's the thing, a lot of times those gurus, there's nothing against watching and listening to gurus because I do it all the time too. But a lot of times they forget what it feels like to be at the starting line. But when you are listening to someone who is currently in the trenches, they remember the fear. They remember the struggles. They remember every single win. And so for me, I think that balance is key. It's okay for people to share their journey if they're at the finish line, if they're mid-race, or if they're at the very beginning. It's okay because we can all learn from people at different stages in their journeys. I truly believe that if you are documenting your journey, and you are sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and downs, that information is valuable to someone who wants to embark on that same journey. See, I think the issue that we have as content creators and just in the world itself, I think we don't understand that when you don't fully step into your purpose, you are now holding back someone else from stepping into theirs. Because the knowledge that you have, the information that you have, your journey is meant to be shared with other people. I truly believe that the path that I'm on currently right now and all of my past experiences was never meant for me to hold it to myself. My path and my journey and my experiences is meant to share it with other people in hopes that I can make an impact in their lives. I truly believe that if I'm going to make a difference in this world, it's about reaching my hand down and helping that next person up. And when you are holding on tight to your story, to your experiences, to your challenges, then guess what? Someone else out there is not able to step fully on their path, on their journey, because you were meant to teach them and help them along their journey. And so the person watching this right now, in my opinion, doesn't need a financial guru. That person needs me in order to help them because I'm in the trenches with them. Now I want to take a few steps back and I want to read something to you because this is what really made me smile and realize, you know what? You are in alignment with what God has called you to do. And I've already received confirmation tenfold in the past few weeks since this comment was posted that I'm on the right path. So I don't let a little negativity block my view of where I'm going and what I know I need to do. But someone commented on one of my videos, and I believe it was that same video, and they said, there are many of us 40 plus looking for this advice. And I'm glad someone is finally tapping into this audience. That was confirmation. Because for every one or two negative comments, there's hundreds of positivity, right? Another person said, it's never too late to educate and learn from your faults and make corrections. And they're right. Who said that we're going to have everything figured out when we hit 40 years old? There are many of us who are in our mid years who are still trying to figure things out. And there are things that we have already figured out that some people who have not yet figured it out, who may be younger or older. We're all on different paths and different journeys. And so these are the people that I'm making these videos for. The women and the men who are starting over in their 40s, or maybe the women and men who are currently in their 20s and 30s who are saying to themselves, you know what? I see something in this person. I trust this person. I don't want to make the same mistakes that they made, so I'm going to get on it right now. These videos are for you. Not the person who thinks that I'm too broke to give advice and to talk, but the people who see themselves in me and say, you know what? I know what it feels like. I completely understand. I started over too. I had to do X, Y, and Z to get out of the trenches. That's what this community is about. Now, with all that being said, let me be very clear with where I'm at currently right now, because I'm very transparent. I don't hide the numbers, as you guys know. And I believe in transparency, especially when I'm sharing my financial journey, because I don't want to mislead anyone into thinking that it's too easy or it's too hard. I want to be as transparent, and you can take from it as you wish. I turned 45 in June, a little over a month ago, and I have $10,000 saved. In this year, I've built 7 income streams, and my income streams are coaching, consulting, brand collaborations, digital products, affiliate marketing, market research, and content monetization. Those are my 7 streams of income. I also opened up a high yield savings account last year when I was 44 years old, towards the end of last year, that helped me then save that $10,000. I started investing towards the end of last year in index funds. So I was 44, but I really started taking it seriously this year at the age of 45. I just opened up my accounts last year, and then I really started putting money this year. Last year, had a credit score of 677. This year, I began my debt payoff plan. So around March was the first month that I started to pay off debt. Since March, I've paid off $14,278. Also, I increased my credit score due to those payoffs. So my credit score jumped from 677 to 744. Now, I'm sharing all this with you because I want whoever's watching this video who feels like they're starting over and they're behind and it's too late to know that it's not something crazy. Like, I'm not sharing like I'm rich and I got rich overnight. That's not what this is about. But am I where I was 6 months ago? Absolutely not. I've increased my credit score. I have 1 more debt to pay off this year. I started this year with 7 debts. I've cleared 5. I have 2 to go, and 1 is my student loans that I'm going to be tackling next year. Because after this 6th debt, I'm focusing on my brokerage account, my Roth IRA, as well as my SEP IRA. I'm focusing on retirement for the remainder of this year. Okay? So I'm transparent with my plan and my journey, because if someone else is out there and they want to embark on a similar plan and journey, you can take what you will with what I'm doing, tweak it, or you can do your own plan. But I'm sharing this with you all. So here's what I want to say to the woman or the man who has been holding back from sharing their story. If you have a story to share, I want to encourage you to share it. If you learned something the hard way, then show people the easy process, because they can now learn from your mistakes, because now you created a roadmap for them. You do not need a degree to share what you know. You also don't need 6 figures in your bank account to encourage someone who has 0. People who criticize me moving forward for being too broke, I know that they were never my audience. Number 1, I'm not broke. So let's make that clear. Number 2, I'm being very strategic with how I'm moving my money around, because I'm working on many things at once: retirement, savings, debt payoff. So That's what you need to keep in mind. Your audience is going to be the woman or the man who's scrolling late at night, who's feeling dread, who's discouraged. And all of a sudden, you pop up on their timeline, and what you are talking about is the exact thing that they were just praying about. That is who you're speaking to. That is who needs to hear your story. So do not hold back. Do not wait another day. Share it, because trust me, you can change a life in doing so. So, am I too broke to talk about money? Maybe to some people's standards, but to me, I built 7 income streams. I have been paying off my debt. I have been investing. I have been putting my money into retirement. I've increased my credit score. I have done so many things in such a short amount of time. We're talking about 5 months here, okay? In such a short amount of time. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. And I want to encourage the woman who is over 40 years old, who is sitting on knowledge and experiences and thinking that they're not far ahead enough to share what they know, that you, in fact, have something valuable for someone who may be at the starting line, and to encourage you to start to share. If you are new to my channel, I want to welcome you. My name is Dupe Alaru, and this was your Daily Dose with Dupe. If this video inspired you, I would encourage you to subscribe and come back for more, as I'm dropping a video every single day, especially for the next 3 weeks until I hit my 200-day mark. I see some people in the comments saying like, whoa, you post every day. Yes, I've been embarking on a 100-day challenge, and once I passed the 100-day mark, I told myself, you know what, let's go to 200. So I'm on my last stretch. And I would love to encourage you to subscribe. And after that, I'm going to be still posting pretty regularly, maybe not every day, but pretty regularly. And we're going to be talking about starting over after 40. A lot of my content is around retirement and investing and saving, as well as 7 income streams and building an online business. Because as an entrepreneur, I know that if I want to get to the next stage in my life, I need to build financial stability. And so this is what my channel is all about. And if it resonates, I would love to welcome you into my community. Feel free to leave your questions in the comments. I will always respond to them as quickly as I can. And as I always say at the end of my videos, until next time, I want to wish each and every one of you a beautiful and blessed day.